activity despite whatever any quirks are saying. So we are having technical issues. Someone might have dropped the key that we need to scan into the actual computer. But I can go over the rules while this is still being set up. Because this is a trivia. So it will take place in multiple rounds. For the first 2 rounds, 4 lucky members of the audience will be able to participate in the contest. The first round is based on generations 1 through 4, which is Kanto through Sinnoh, focusing on the main games, but also having some information drawn from the anime or some side games. The second round focuses on generations 5 through 7, and the final round is going to pitch the 2 winners of the initial rounds against each other in a much shorter contest that spans all generations. So, the way it will actually work is...
barely hear you back here.
Doesn't work, and we're trying to get it fixed.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Sorry.
Round 1, first 4 jets. Round 2, 5 through 7. Round 3, the winners get.
Have this working? Hello? Turn it on? Yeah, it's on.
Is that on? I'm dead.
Do your mic check. Hello, hello? Testing.
Oop, getting there, yep.
Hello?
Yep, we got you now.
All right, once more from the top.
Do we want to go over everything again?
Yes.
Okay. So, this is Are You Smarter Than a Rocket Grunt? The game show that is not a front for anything illegal, just in case any of you in the back thought that it still might be. We are going to have 3 rounds. The first 2 rounds are each going to pick 4 people from the audience. The first round being based mostly on generations 1 through 4, Kanto through Sinnoh, the main games along with some spin-offs in the anime, and the second round is going to be generations 5 through 7. The final round will pit the winners of those 2 rounds against each other in a 10-question competition that is about all generations. So, the way that it will actually be run is I will read a question, which at this rate may or may not be projected on the screen. And once I finish reading the question, the contestants will have an additional... I keep moving too far away from my phone. The contestants will have an additional 5 seconds to finish writing down whatever their answer may be. I will call time, they will show their answer, and they will receive points based on the difficulty of the question. The 3 categories that we have are people, places, and Pokemon. Okay, so for now, we're still going to be seeing if this works, but we will choose our first 4 contestants. Please note, this is difficult trivia. Just saying it now. It has to be if you want to prove that you're smarter than a rocket grunt after all. Agent Fisherman, if you would, fish up some contestants from the audience.
Let's get the dying flame over there. Oh.
Dying flame,
And the Umbreon.
Of course, we're going to get some Pokemon cosplayers in here. Why not? Oh. Team Magma.
That's not going to lock the doors and keep all the Pokemon in here, right?
They said it wasn't a front for you.
And yet they're bringing in all the Pokemon cosplayers.
We have our first 4 contestants chosen.
Woot.
Compass, if you will, write down their nicknames for the score. First off, directly in front of me, the dark type itself, Umbreon. Aren't you supposed to be like off in Johto or something right now?
I can travel.
Okay. Fair enough. After all, you evolved through what? Like friendship, affection, some sort of stone. They keep changing things.
Friendship at night. Friendship at night.
This is not My Little Pony Planet panel. Next up. Guys, get the net.
I'll bring it today.
There's a Jenny in the room.
All right.
Wait. Guys, there's an officer Jenny here. We can't yet.
Operation Not Net.
I told you earlier, the R stands for Research and Development. We're from ASU. It's okay.
Alright, so, Shiner, you. a bonehead. We all know who you are. And I mean, the face on your hat kind of reminds me of Rodon with the color scheme. I'm not totally sure who you are.
Ace.
Ace?
Like Ace Trainer?
Ace Trainer.
Looks like he might be water types.
Well, I mean, we could just call him an Ace Trainer for now. Oh.
Hey.
Yay! We have projector working. Sweet. Straighten it up. It's crooked.
Still adjusting a little bit, but we're almost there.
Yay! That's better.
The R stands for prepared.
Yes, it does.
2 R's in that.
Perfect. It's even more R's than there are in Rocket.
That's crazy.
Hey, if we just roll the R long enough, there'll be more R's in Rocket.
Team Rocket. I lost track of how many R's that was.
I think that was like 7 or 8.
I have an answer for that.
A little trivia for you guys before we get some trivia for you guys.
Yes. Specifically, according to the Pokemon Adventures manga, Rocket is an acronym that stands for Raid on the City, Knock Out Evil Tusks.
We don't know either.
Yeah.
The boss did a lot back in the 70s.
It sounds a lot cooler in Japanese. In Japanese, it's something along the lines of attack the cities, destroy them, we are the fangs of destruction. Except in English, they had to make it spell rocket, so it didn't work quite as well.
We got evil tusks.
Yeah. It is open. It's on bottom. Okay. Ta-da! There we go.
Yay!
The bare minimum. Congratulations. I'll let you eat tonight.
Thank you so much. I'm so hungry. We are going to go in order, going across, going through people, places, and Pokemon in increasing difficulty. Getting started with our first question, people for 10. Who is the champion of the Johto region? And specifically, the Johto region.
That's one of the ones we were in, right?
Yes, it was.
I remember us, expanding, right?
You have to write down the answer.
Let me get it. Yes or no?
Time is up. Everyone please go to your boards. So, I'm a lot closer to you guys than the audience is, so I'm going to read your answers and then tell them what it is.
Grab the microphone.
Grab the mic.
Microphone.
Grab the mic, man.
Okay, I'm going to stand over here then.
Careful feedback.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure out what to say.
Dude, just stand over there. It's fine.
You're good.
You're fine. Just don't stand in front of the projector.
Here we
Okay.
go. Perfect. Everyone except the Bonehead did answer Lance. The Bonehead answered Drake, who is a Dragon type user, but from the wrong generation. Everyone gets the points except the Bonehead.
All right.
Next up, we have places for 10. Name the active volcano in the Hoenn region. Alright, time.
I thought it was going to
Alright, so we have the Umbreon guessed Mount Ember, and everyone else had no answer. Mount Ember is not correct. It is Mount Chimney. Yes. Next question, Pokemon for 10. What are the Psychic and Dark type starters of Pokemon Colosseum? I did give a hint to this earlier.
Not paying attention.
Alright, time. So we have Umbreon and Espeon from everyone except the Bonehead. That is in fact correct.
It'd be sad if he wasn't.
Yeah, right?
Skull Grunt, are you like new or something?
Do you know like what you're supposed to be out there catching even, or like do they leave you cleaning up?
Hey, he's from a whole like give him some credit.
I'm pretty sure his whole thing is he's supposed to just dance, not really know anything about Pokemon. All right, next
Say
up
he
is
should
People
dance for us.
420. Name an admin of Team Aqua in the games. I do say in the games because in some other media they do include other admins.
Like Aquaman. Right. Aquaman is not part of Team Aqua.
All right, time.
Right in the name.
So we have Shelly, Archie, and no answer. Archie is not an admin, Archie is the boss. Shelly is the only correct answer from Umbreon.
And besides,
The other one is Matt, the one that no one remembers.
I remember. And besides, Archie's the leader of Team Aqua.
No,
Archie's
Aqua.
Maxie is.
Maxie.
To a minimum if they're going to be wrong.
So, next up, places, 20 points. In what Kanto town is the Pokemon Tower located? It is not Tower Town, though I do have the word town in the question. Time. So, I did say time. Oh, okay. So we have Lavender from everyone except the Mew, and that is in fact correct. The Pokemon Tower was originally where the graveyard was that Team Rocket did not do anything bad at, and it was later retrofitted into their radio station.
Because I thought it was good to build on top of graves.
Did they see all the horror movies?
Next up, Pokemon, 20 points. How many different unknown design are there?
Isn't it unknown?
Wow.
That's got a K in it, you fool!
There's one.
Alright, time. So, everyone wrote down 28, which is in fact the correct answer. It is the 26 letters of the alphabet, plus exclamation point and question mark.
Okay.
That would be boring though.
I would have done that.
Yeah, just a dot as a Pokemon.
I would have been so wrong.
Alright, next, people for 30.
Thanks for my friend John.
What character temporarily replaced Brock as one of Ash's companions in the
Oh, I know
Orange
this
Islands
one.
section of the anime?
I know this one.
Yeah, this is the one that always gets the audience excited because they're always like, oh man, I remember that guy. And then they liked Brock more, so they brought Brock back.
He was a good artist.
Time.
That's the only
So we
thing.
have
The only thing.
Tracy from the 2 Pokemon and no answer from the 2 trainers. The correct answer is in fact Tracy Sketchit, because he's an
Yay.
artist that's so clever.
Oh, I get it, because you know tracing and sketching.
Wow.
I actually did not associate.
Next up, places, 30 points.
Yeah, I didn't either.
In what location can Ho-Oh first be encountered in the games?
Ooh.
See, that's why I say in the games, because in episode 1 you just find it like soaring over Pallet Town, I guess, wherever Ash happens to be at the time.
Dying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Route 1 with its population of Pidgeys, Catterkeys, and Ho-Oh. Girls with bicycles.
Alright, time. So we have Bell Tower, Burn Tower, Bellsprout Tower, and Mahogany Tower. Only one of those is correct, and it is the Bell Tower. The Bellsprout Tower is a different location.
I was actually very worried it wasn't right.
Yeah, so originally it was called the Tin Tower, not the Bell Tower, but we will accept Bell Tower because the name was changed. So, next up, Pokemon for 30 points. How many Dragon types were included in the first generation of Pokemon? This includes all evolutionary stages.
Ooh. Types.
So, like, if you were counting number of electric types, you would count both Pikachu and Raichu. As 2.
Yeah, each Pokemon is separate.
All right, time.
Grassars would be
So we have
Venusaur.
3, 3, 6, and 3. The only dragon types in the first generation were the Dragonite lines. The correct answer is, in fact, 3.
Yo, but Skullgrunt who wrote down 6, if you know of 3 other dragons in Kanto, please tell us.
Yeah, technically Charizard is not a dragon type. It's only a fire type.
Right,
Dragonite 2.
next up. There are just like 5 more evolutions of Dragonite that we just didn't know about because no one's been able to train it for that long.
That's what my friend told me in grade school. Right here, such also the Yoshi.
All right, people for 40 points.
Charizard.
Charizard doesn't become
Yeah.
Which admin of Team Galactic takes control of the group after Cyrus disappears and tries to steal the Magma Stone?
Ooh.
Don't recall.
I don't know that one.
The Magma Stone is not literal magma, fortunately.
No, it's filled with it though, probably.
Don't drink. PSA, don't drink lava.
You can only do it once.
All right, time. No answer from anyone. That's kind of a surprise. The correct answer is Paron. He actually did make an appearance in the games, in the anime, in Pokemon Adventures, and even in the YouTube series Pokemon Generations, where there was an entire episode dedicated to him.
He also has hard time TC trying to steal the Magnuson, right?
All right, next up, places for 40 points. Name either of the 2 cities with Team Galactic bases. There are, in fact, 2 of them.
And only 2.
Base City. Base City. Name City and 2 City.
Play 4th gen, then maybe we'll get a remake finally.
Yeah, but Platinum is beautiful.
You get 0 points. No, he doesn't. Don't do that. All right, time. All right, so we have Eterna, Jubilife, and 2 no answers. The correct answer is, in fact, Eterna, along with a Veilstone.
Really friendly, welcoming buildings with spikes all over them.
Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. Just a giant building with spikes
Yep.
for no reason.
Our building was sensible. It was a casino.
Right? No one would be suspicious of any activity going on in a casino.
Yeah, right.
Apparently you didn't watch enough Bob's movies.
All right. Yes?
Found in the game room, like in the second floor, because the game coordinator.
That's definitely not where our secret base is. Don't tell anyone about that.
We just get really bored really easily, okay?
Next question is Pokemon for 40 points. Name both pseudo-legendary Pokemon introduced in Hoenn. For anyone who does not know, a pseudo-legendary Pokemon is one that is the 3rd of a chain of evolutions, and it has a base stat total of exactly 600. They tend to be the more powerful Pokemon that you get closer to the end of the game.
Take forever to level up.
Yeah. Some of them don't evolve until like they're in the level 60s, which is really annoying. Yes.
Better at 60 than 100.
No.
Make it Pokemon Go.
All right, time. So we have no answer, just Tyranitar, and Metagross, and Aggron. Tyranitar is actually from Generation 2. The correct answer is Metagross and Salamence.
Because Bagon you can only get in a tiny cave at the end of the cave, and Beldum has to be given to you after you beat the game. Super rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, green can certain catch rates.
The dragon types are also often pseudo-legendaries because they're dragons and dragons are scary.
But not all dragons are pseudo-legendaries. Like Flygon.
Poor Flygon.
Get wrecked, Flygon. You don't have a Mega. Next question, people for 50 points. Name the twins who are the psychic type gym leaders of Hoenn. Whose name is actually a pun, except it's a really weird pun, so like Patty was the only person I know who actually gets it.
It'll be a bonus question, right?
We'll figure it out.
Alright, since no one's running any more time. So we have Tate and Lisa, and no answers. That is in fact correct. It is Tate and Lisa. Yeah, it's because somehow if you say it the other way, it's Lisa and Tate becomes Levitate. I don't see how anyone would really notice that.
That's not even the most obscure pun they used for a gym leader, though.
Fair enough. Yeah, all the people with rock in their name are all just rock type gym leaders.
Rock is one.
Why aren't we all rock type gym leaders?
I checked it 1 minute ago.
Alright, next up, places for 50 points. How many islands are in the Sevi island chain?
Oh, that's easy.
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I don't know where that is.
So I want them to reveal their answers and then give his answer first.
Yes, please.
Okay. Alright, time. So the answers are, everyone said 7. How much do you say?
I say it's 7 too.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 9.
I would have been wrong. I thought 8.
I would.
Why they called it that, I don't know. But like, there are the 7 main islands which are actually numbered, and then there's Birth Island and
Naval Rock.
Naval Rock. That's the other one.
Oh.
Yeah, the 2 special ones that aren't part of the numbers.
They're kind of...
All right.
Technically, there are
So
seven.
final question for this round for 50 points. Pokemon. What was the first Pokemon designed?
Ooh.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. Every time I do this panel, everyone is always like, oh, you need a question that's just what was the first Pokemon, because there are so many different answers to that question.
They made it specific. First one that was actually
I tried
designed.
giving that answer at a panel earlier and they didn't accept it. Alright, time. So we have Clefairy, Rhyhorn, Rhydon, and Rhydon. 2 of those are correct. It is Rhydon.
Really?
Clefairy was, in fact, originally going to be the mascot of the series before it was changed to Pikachu, but Rhydon was the first design.
Huh.
Still disappointed about that.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
No, he got a couple of those.
I'm not paying attention. That's not my bad.
Okay.
Alright, so math is now happening so that we can determine who the winner is. I have no idea where Scientist Math is. I think he's somewhere in the western half of the city.
I don't know if we can do that like touch part of our name.
So Compass, would you like to read us off the scores?
Oh, I didn't... It's kind of...
Patio, would you like to read us off the scores? Yeah. Well, we didn't get any totals, but clearly the winner is Umbreon.
Where's the button there?
Button. Who's got the button?
For winning this round, you did earn Giovanni's approval.
Nice.
Because you will be part of the final round after round 2. So, thank you to our contestants for participating. We are now going to get an additional 4 contestants. Oh, yes, we should actually clap for our contestants.
Yay!
You want to rephrase that?
No.
Okay.
I'm Team Rocket. I stand by my bad decisions.
It's water type here.
Sorry, it's a Steven universe. That's awesome. That's actually pretty good. I like it.
You pick me, but not him?
We can't have both Wonder Twins. Ooh. I heard that.
He looks pretty smart. I'm gonna watch it.
You contestant.
Hands up one more time.
Okay.
Oh.
In the blue, back there.
Steven has been disqualified because he's a gigantic nerd.
Aren't you still playing Homeworld anyways?
Oh. In there, weapons of sorts?
He's not allowed to leave for all we know.
You got
So, we don't have any Pokemon in this group, so you are all going to introduce yourselves. Oh wait, starting over here, so keep it consistent.
I am Vigar.
Viagra?
He's calling him the lizard, I'm calling him that.
I know who you are. Oh my God.
That is fantastic.
Wonder Tweet.
Wonder Bread?
Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread.
Okay. Hello, I'm the doctor.
What do you have a degree in?
Doctor Who.
No degree, no name, just a doctor. Doesn't really matter.
You know.
I mean, with all those question marks on you, you look confused. Are you going to hurt yourself in your confusion? Please don't. Actually, he's question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, but we're not calling him that. He's just the doctor.
Who knows which doctor?
That works.
Which doctor?
Doctor.
Which doctor? Yeah.
Never mind, that's funny.
Wait, what?
That's actually better than the joke I was going to say. He's a Lolan Robin.
What did he say? Huh? Lord of Ramen. Okay.
Okay, so getting started with our second round is who is keeping score? You are?
I
You
guess.
ready? Cool.
No, I'm making jokes. Compass keeps score. I'm picking on you guys. Compass can keep score.
All right. So first question, people, for 10 points. Which sage is the head of the 7 sages of Team Plasma?
That's too easy.
Is this purple guy a sage or a wizard?
He's a mage.
What's the difference?
Mage or sage?
Wait, that means you're DPS and don't leave your ley lines. I absolutely hate you as a white mage.
Anyway, it's time. So we have the leader of them, this one, Getsus and Frowny Face. Unfortunately, that guy looks nothing like Getsus, so this one doesn't work. The correct answer is in fact Getsus. And I would like to point out the leader of them is technically not the right answer because the leader of Team Plasma is actually N. So the doctor gets
Well, he's clearly Frowny Face.
No, he's smiling in this picture.
Oh, you're right.
He's smiling.
Hey, at least you got close.
Alright, so next up, places for 10 points. What is the Pokemon White equivalent of Pokemon Black's Black City? Because it's not, I swear, please don't do that. And this is because the two versions of the game did have 2 separate locations in certain areas.
They
So,
have 2
time.
separate legendary.
So we have White City, Los Angeles, White Forest, and White Forest. It is in fact White Forest to contrast to Black City. So the Doctor and the Lolan Robin did get that right.
But if it wasn't Los Angeles, that forest would be, oh my god, on fire right now.
Yeah.
Apologies to any families that are out there.
Oh.
Facebook profile picture, transparent overlay of California. That's all I can do.
Like, share, right.
Next up, Pokemon for 10 points.
A little risque of a joke, my bad.
What is the first starter to gain the Fairy typing at its final evolution? And we do. I heard it's some new thing they added to make it so that Dark types suck.
Oh.
I'm upset about it.
Say, Umbreon's not happy.
It was made to counter the dragon type, and dark and fighting suffered so much more.
And all dragons have steel moves, and you're like, ha, that's cute.
Alright, time. So we have, insert sass here, no, I'm not making a joke for you. Lambtron, no answer, and Poplio. Poplio is in fact the correct answer. It does evolve into Primarina, which is a fairy type.
Interesting. It's cute.
Next up, people for 20 points. Who is the champion of the Unova region at the beginning of Pokemon Black and Pokemon White? It does change like 5 times throughout the series, so...
It changed 3.
If you include both games, it's more.
Oh yeah.
Alright,
You
time.
have to include both.
So we have no answer, definitely not Ash, you're right, but that's such an obvious answer, we can't give you points for that. Alden and Alder.
Which spelling is it?
You know what? I didn't say anything about spelling initially, so I will accept Alder. You knew who it was enough. So the 2 of them did get Alder, correct.
Extended the R a little bit.
Yeah.
Overextend.
Yeah, because it was, throughout the games, it was Alder, then it was N, then it was the player character, then it was Iris, then it was the second player character.
Sorry about this.
Generation 5 had 5 champions.
Ooh. Conspiracy. Alright, next up, we have places for 20 points.
What is it?
What is the capital city of Kalos?
Kalos City. It's like Oklahoma, right?
No, it's like how Missouri City is in some other state that's not Missouri.
Kansas City is actually in Missouri.
Soon to be Arkansas.
Arkansas is the real capital. Time. So we have Kalos in all caps, Lumiose City, and Lumiere. Lumiere is a little bit too different, but Lumiose City is the correct answer.
I hate to be
It's in Smash, guys. Come on.
Yeah, it actually is.
true.
It's coming back in the new
It
one.
was good for hatching eggs.
Same. So, next up, Pokemon, 20 points. What Pokemon can only be obtained near an ice rock? Because Game Freak is not creative enough to just change how things evolve, and so now they have to have an ice rock in every game. And you have to go and find it in every game.
This is not to be confused with the Ice Stone, which you can hold.
Moss rock, yeah.
Alright,
Very subtle.
It
time.
doesn't refer to a Morris.
So we have no answer, Glaceon, Glaceon, and Glaceon. Glaceon is in fact
Yay! Woo, she got one.
Yeah.
Thanks for trying, Tweak.
Yeah,
She got
because
it.
Glaceon and Leafeon have to evolve when
Near a
you're
rock.
in a certain area of the map,
Yep.
and they won't
Ice
even
rock
though
or moss
the
rock?
Ice Stone and the Leaf Stone both exist. Yeah, that was funny.
I love how the two worst evolutions require the most work to get.
Okay, Sylveon is hard to deal with because of the weird affection
Of course,
thing.
Leafeon is my favorite, and of course it takes a lot of work just to evolve the damn thing. Erg.
Alright, next question. People for 30 points.
My friend Jen would love you because.
What type does Mina from the Alola region specialize in?
Oh, I think I remember her. Oh God, I hated going up against her.
That's the one I think it is, right?
Thank you.
It's a travel one,
Alright,
right?
time. So we have water, fire, and fairy. She is the fairy type trial
never mind.
captain.
mind.
Not to be confused with the painting type trial captain, since the other trial captain, Ilima, is the one who actually has a Smeargle, the painting Pokemon.
Leave it to the Alolan person to get the Alola question.
Right?
Right, where's our Skull Grunt?
Alright, next question. Places for 30 points. Name the artificial island in Alola. And this is asking for the name of the island, not the name of the group that runs it.
Not to be confused with the Gorillaz album, Plastic Beach.
Nice.
Gorillas, what are those? Is that some weird kind of Pokemon?
We were actually gonna have a gorilla Pokemon, but then Harambe died, so they changed the design.
Oh, tear.
Oh my gosh.
I got my mandatory Harambe comment in for this con. Woo!
Now we never have to mention it ever again, please. No. Alright, time. So we have something Science Center, Hawaii, and I'm not reading what the rest of that says because we already made the joke. No answer and white boat.
White boat!
Close enough.
It's actually not a boat, it is a floating island, which is somehow different because reasons. It is called Aether Paradise, made by the Aether Foundation as a paradise for Pokemon, and definitely not a location to conduct illegal scientific experiments.
Sleeves, can we take our next summer vacation at White Boat? That sounds rad.
We get vacations.
They should
I
get
would
points
love
for
that.
trying because it kind of is a white boat.
Okay, so next question. Pokemon for 30 points.
I don't think it has a motor.
Which Tapu is fairy grass type?
Ooh.
There are only 4 of them, so.
Tapu Snoop Dogg.
You know the one, right, Owen?
For anyone who doesn't know, the Pokemon with a Pokedex number of 420 is in fact a grass type.
That's hilarious.
Alright, time.
Perfect.
So we have Tapu Koko, a pink one, no answer, and Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko is the electric one. This one is Tapu Bulu.
It's not even the pink one.
Yeah, this is the one that goes on a rampage and destroys the shopping center because it's not happy with its view was interrupted or something. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about the. I don't care about the safety or happiness of Pokemon. Next up, people for 40 points. What team includes Aliana, Brianni, Celosia, and Mabel?
Oh.
I mean, that does include one of them, but not the other 3.
Mr. Forte.
Surprise, Mabel from Gravity Falls is a member of the villain team. Alright, time. So we have Flare, and Flare. All of you get that correct. It is Team Flare. They are the scientist group along with Zerosic. And a little known fact about them, since this is after all a trivia panel, their names along with Zerosic start with the letters A, B, C, M, and X, which sounds totally random, except that those are actually used to denote the intensity of a supernova. Right? Yeah, there are all these interesting things in Pokemon that like never get expounded upon.
That's actually
Who even are those 4 people? You fight them like twice and that's it, and then that's it.
And then never again.
More than our admins get fun.
Fair enough. Alright, next up, places for 40 points. In what region can the legendary birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, be encountered in the Sea Spirit's Den in Azure Bay?
Oh.
Azure region.
The legendary bird region, that one.
This is Gen 5 through 7.
Oh, right.
It's actually not because this is generations 5 through 7, so it's not Kanto. Alright, time. So we have Kalos, and Kalos. That is in fact correct. Except you can only get one of those 3 birds, and it depends on which starter you chose. So if you want to actually get all 3 of them, you have to play through the entire game 3 times. Why they decided to do this, I don't know.
Which means you have to wander Lumio City effectively 12 times.
Yeah, pretty much. God, I hate the design of that city.
But it's good for hatching eggs.
You know what's better for hatching eggs? In Oros, the battle resort, where you could just hold up and you just go in a circle and it's so much easier. So next up, we have Pokemon for 40 points.
Oh, I'm not the one who did that.
Name the only move that would allow a Pokemon to be hit by a triply super effective move by changing its typing.
Ooh.
And note that I do say move because there are certain abilities that do give extra weaknesses that would also allow this.
But they want a specific move.
What? The changing its typing part.
Yeah, I know.
Just
making the question clear because it's a weird question. Because this is a weird move.
It's so good.
Alright, time. So we have Typanol, Psychic, Conversion, and Flying Press. None of those are correct. It is actually Forest's Curse, the signature move of Trevenant, which adds the grass typing to the target. So if you do something to do that to something like Scizor, it is suddenly 3 times weak to fire.
Damn.
Yeah, use Skill Swap to give it an ability like Fluffy or Dry Skin, and now it's 4 times weak to fire. If you really, really want to kill the Scizor.
If you really want to kill the Scizor with Ember. Spicy meatball, right?
Spicy meatball.
Next question. People for 50 points. Name one of the chatelaines of the Battle Maison.
I'm sorry, what language was that?
Right?
It's French.
I would like to point out there are 4 of them, and they do show up in a total of 4 different games.
Chatelaines.
How many people actually encountered them?
I lost my enthusiasm after the sun.
Okay.
Alright, time. So we have, actually, Chef, not Giovanni, question mark, and frowny face. None of that is correct. They are Dana, Nita, Evelyn, and Morgana.
Raise your hand if you even recognize these characters.
I do.
That's actually a lot more than I would have expected. Usually most people don't. Another random cool trivia fact about these people, they're named after day, night, evening, and morning.
It's like Dragon Ball Z, everything in Pokemon is a pun.
Yes. And each of them is one of the bosses for a different play style, like singles, doubles, etc., for the Battle Maison.
One with the rotating hair is rotation.
Which they got rid of. Why? I liked rotation.
Awful.
I liked rotation in triple, and they got rid of them.
Triple was good, rotation was awful.
Alright, next up, places for 50 points. What is the name of Nihiligo's home dimension in Ultra Space? which they do in fact go to in Sun and Moon, but don't name until Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Oh, I wouldn't know because I never played it.
I don't remember.
Russia is another dimension, you're right.
Ialico, okay. I never knew how to pronounce some of these names. It's like, what in the world? Who was smoking what?
Why die when you could live in a drunken stupor?
There's some special names out there.
True, but it's like, what in the world
Away from
is
this
wrong?
topic. Time.
I'm sure it means
Oh my god.
No, Russia is not the correct answer. So we have Russia, Megaspace. I'm something.
Space trigger.
Megaspace, and Weird Cave. None of that is correct. It is the Ultra Deep Sea. Yeah, because like technically, I guess this is supposed to be underwater, and those are coral formations because Nihiligo is a jellyfish. But like you can somehow walk around and breathe. So like, I don't see how it's the deep sea, but it is because they say so.
Pokemon logic, yep.
I guess.
It's Atlantic.
All right. So the last question for this round. Pokemon 350. How do we get Mewtwo back? Professionalism. What item is required to fight and capture Mewtwo in Pokemon Go?
Never met.
I don't know.
Someone seems excited.
Like a week ago.
I just always sell cell phones to people, so.
I'll keep it. I'll cell phone away from you guys.
You know, if you steal someone's cell phone, you just get Mewtwo. You don't get to fight Mewtwo.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I'm still working on field
time. So we have Raid Pass, Super Awesome Raid Pass. I need him, please. Same. Master Ball and EX Raid Pass. That is correct. It is the EX. Oh, I thought it said Express. That. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so two of them did get it. It's the EX Raid Pass, which you only get if you get an email from them after doing something that no one can figure out what you're supposed to do.
5-star raid?
Yes. Okay, so that is all of round 2.
Woot!
The scores are currently being calculated.
I say, everybody give him a
Insert
hand.
number sounds here.
Everybody give him a hand.
Oh yeah, everyone please give a hand to our contestant. Please give a figurative hand to our contestants, not a literal hand. We don't want any dismemberment here.
no promises.
All right. Coming in a respectable 4th place is the Wizard with 80 points. That's going to sound a lot less respectable when I read the other totals.
Oh, don't worry.
Coming in 3rd place is Wonder Bread with 150.
Wow.
I know, I'm surprised too. Coming in at 3rd place is the Witch Doctor, 160 points. Way to pull ahead of Wonder Bread there, man. And absolutely, completely destroying the competition, unlike he does in Smash, with 220 points is Alolan Robin.
A happy face instead of a frowny face this time.
Thank you for making that really easy for us. Oh yeah, tipping the scales is... I forgot about that.
Literally from worst to best.
Okay, time for round 3.
So, thank you to our other contestants. It is time for you to sit down. And our winner from last round.
Where's our other winner? Umbreon!
Yes.
You were second, yes.
Okay, thanks.
I don't want to write my segment. I want
I don't know, weren't you like the 7th or the 5th or something? And it was on the odd Sorry, questions are answered after this. Please microphone. Answer questions inside the ride until the ride is complete.
Sleeves microphone.
How do you keep a question inside of a ride? If when you say it, it goes everywhere. Fair enough.
Sleeves, remember when I asked you about that thing and I said this stays between us? You know that thing, that growth? You know the one? The growth on my...
I seem to have blocked out that conversation, and I'm very glad of that fact.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss in that.
So, this is the final round with only 10 questions and only 2 contestants. Note that the columns say A and B, because you don't get to know in advance what topic the question is going to be. They are now randomized.
Which games were A and B from?
Oh yeah, Pokemon A and B, right?
that's my uncle works at Nintendo. He says that's the new Gen 9 game that's coming out.
A and B.
The next version will be X.
No, I know. Don't worry. Okay, so let's get this final round started. For 10 points. What cave-dwelling Pokemon from Unova is the only dragon type that can learn the move Sucker Punch? I know, right? It's the one with the weird stubby arms.
That's so many of them.
You'll see a picture of it when it comes up. Alright, time. So we have both answered Druddigon. That is correct. No, okay, look at like the shape of his arms though. They're like...
He has no upper arms.
Yeah,